Good afternoon, everybody. It's Wednesday, so I'm doing my midweek pickup. Um, I'm gonna do two posts today because I did something yesterday, and I want to speak on some things that happened in the world yesterday as well. Of course, we all know that there was another mindless, violent shooting of another black man in America yesterday, and it seems like this is not going to stop anytime soon. The world that we live in today is not very different from the world that we lived in, say, 50, 60, 70 years ago. Racism is still alive, it's still very apparent, and it's still active. It's just painted in a different picture. When we were losing the young people, it was a thought that, people would say, young black men are getting, killed because they're doing the wrong things or whatever the case may be. But that's not what's going on. These are children that, even if a crime was committed, their life was taken from them in a very mindless and unreasonable manner. And the thing that's really not being shown is there's no repercussions to these people who are taking the lives of our young black men. Now, the guy who got shot yesterday, which was all caught on video, if it was not caught on video the way that it was caught on video, I'm pretty sure that they would not have charged that cop with murder. They probably would have did what they do all the time, which is suspend them with paid vacation, as I call it. When you're suspended with pay, to me, all that's saying is, hey, until this dies down a little bit, we don't want you out there on the force so somebody can say something about you or whatever the case may be. So, yes, it's suspended with paid vacation in my eyes. It's not much that we're going to be able to do to stop it other than starting to voice our opinions and stand firm in what's going on today. But the thing that we don't need to do is, it's kind of like in the Bible, violence begets violence and everything like that. So the thing that we usually do is protest and everything, but then sometimes after protest follows rioting. That's one thing that we have to stay away from. As our culture is evolving, we are also becoming, it seems like, endangered. And pretty soon after endangerment, it becomes an extinction that we will have. And it's happening more. It's being publicized more now, because before it would happen, it wasn't so publicized. But now that we have, social media, and our technology is so much better than it was long time ago back in the day, even in the 90s, when mindless killings was happening of black people and everything like that. Nowadays we can really put it out there and, share it and, make the world a little bit more aware. But the thing that we have to do to make a difference in that is to make sure that we stay educated, and to make sure that when something like this happens, we conduct ourselves in a mature way so our voices can be heard, and so that we can be taken seriously, so that they know that when you take a life, innocent life, any life, but when they take a black life, there will be consequences from that. And even back when racism was in full force and the KKK was very relevant and everything like that, there were no consequences to these actions. And now, here, 2015, it's still no consequences to these actions. So what we're going to have to do again is try and find a way to come together and stand firm, so they know that you cannot get away with just taking a life just because you feel like it, or just because you are a racist, or you don't like the race that you're coming across, so you feel like you have the right because you have a badge to go on and take that life of somebody. That's not how the law is supposed to be, but that's how it's been for a long time here in America. It's very senseless. It's not going to stop, it doesn't seem, anytime soon, because it happens so frequently it starts to seem like it's normal. And that's what we have to stop, because if we don't, it's going to keep happening. And like I said, endangerment, then it's going to become, we're going to be on the verge of being extinct. Now, don't get me wrong or anything like that. I am far from racist. I deal with too many people in my life to ever have a racist thought or, bone in my body. I have different races in my family as well. But if somebody doesn't speak up on this, if somebody doesn't take the time out and let the world know, we're not going to stand for this anymore, then it's going to keep happening. And then we're going to lose our children. We're going to lose our fathers. We're going to lose uncles or, black role models that our children need. And that's one reason, why our situation is getting worse, because our children don't have the correct role models in their lives. And without the correct role models, then they're going to be stereotyped when they get older, and then they're going to be targeted. And I'm tired of us being targeted. So I just wanted to speak on that. I pray for every victim's family. That guy it didn't seem like he was doing nothing wrong. I heard he got pulled over for a tail light that was out, which is always one of the main excuses why we get pulled over, even though the tail light's not out. But it's time for our voices to be heard in a intelligent way and in a more or less non-violent way. Because if we show violence, they're going to look at us as like, look, they're ignorant, all they're doing is killing their own kind or whatever, so we can keep killing them, because if they're killing each other, it doesn't matter that we're killing them. And I think that's the mind state that they have. But I just wanted to speak on that. And like I said before, I say this in every video, I'm doing this not only to try and help people, and bring awareness to people, but I do this for myself as well. This is my therapy. This is how I get things off of my mind and try and get it into the world. Share my videos, please, because it's always somebody out there who needs to hear something like this, so it can help motivate and inspire them. And if they have the right kind of, connections or whatever, then maybe that can get us in motion to making our world a better place for our children, because that's what it's really about. It's about the generation that's coming after us, and right now it's looking very grim for them. With that being said, I will see y'all next Wednesday. Again, keep God first, put your family second, the rest will fall in line. I'll see y'all next week for the Midweek Pickup. Be safe. Be safe.